One of the things on that topic, like one of the things we had talked about as well. You were reading this book at one time. I don't know if you finished it, and I think you had. I'm not sure what the discussion was around, but it was that book. What got you here won't get you
Get
there.
you there.
Yeah. Did you finish the book?
No, I don't think I did. No.
So what was like the message? Like what can you speak on in terms of like what somebody was in sort of before Kareem, what somebody had to become to succeed in Kareem, and then what somebody has to become in like chapter 3 to be successful in Abwaab? Like what's that inside your head journey in terms of develop the different type of development that had to take place with yourself?
Hmm. Um, I think just looking back, I think most notably two things is one, you have to really, 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 really want it. You know, from your core, you have to want it to succeed and to make it. And you know, where failure is no option, and that the only way is forward and making it happen, making whatever thing you're working on. And I know that I wanted that, having come off of a couple of failures before that. I wanted to make my mark with Kareem, and I kind of leveraged a brand that had presence, had proved proof of concept, and everything that was left up to me was just to execute and do it well. And I wanted that more than anything else. And I wanted it for myself else. And I think that's very, very important. And then two, I think after having completed 5 years at Kareem and launching the markets and kind of helping Kareem build a playbook, and being voted, the boldest GM at Kareem and all of that, I think after leaving that and starting a new project at Abwaab, and Abwaab is, we're now in 3 countries, a team of around 100 plus people. You kind of realize what are the things that got you there, so to speak, according to the book. And I realized how important communication was. And I also realized how much it's a weakness in many people. And they do the work and they do great work. They're just not good communicators. And they don't speak. And they don't speak well of the product, and they don't champion it, and they don't champion, their solutions. And they just don't paint a clear enough picture. And I kind of realized that helped me a lot, and more than I thought it did, or before having called it a name, which is like being a good communicator.
Okay, so is that something so that's something we talked about a lot, or you mentioned a lot, and you're always kind of trying to push me to get better at that. And I think I still need to get better at it. And part of this project is kind of that, in a sense, like one aspect of it to communicate, and the storytelling kind of aspect of it. So conversation, in a sense, has a storytelling, uh, I guess, aspect to it. But that development of was that a skill you developed over time, what you felt made you successful in terms of communication at Kareem, communicating your ideas to the teams, communicating your ideas downwards, laterally to founders? Was that something you worked on, or was that something that was just
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
To be honest, no, it wasn't. Uh, it's something that I just came to realize after I'd left Kareem. So it's not something that I was conscious of, and I was conscious of developing. This I think it's just a personality trait, maybe. As I
what made you
realized,
realize it?
just going into Abwab and having to start over with a new leadership team, and kind of directing people of what we need to do and how important it is to communicate, and then me communicating to a new set of team, because when I went to the Abwab, the team was already established. I think the team was already like 70 people, and then having a co-founder with completely fresh eyes see how I deal with things and how I communicate with the team. He kind of made me realize the skill set that I didn't really, I wasn't very well aware of.
Well, I mean, I agree. One of the things I always thought about you was that ability to communicate, not just, I guess, um, communicate a mission, to kind of communicate a higher narrative, right? And always not just the task, like why are we doing it, and also being, it was always a bold mission and then communicated well, right? So that was, I think that's something, obviously one of the reasons you got voted as the boldest GM, because you were able to communicate that boldness as well. And then after you communicated, that helped the team sort of help you execute on it. So that's in terms of things that got you here that you didn't know. But are there things that you think that you're aware of that you're working on? You're saying, okay, like as someone that's working in a, I don't want to say established, because we know how fast Careem was growing and nothing was really that established. It was a work in progress at every stage, but definitely more established than Abwaab. Is there something that you feel, okay, like I can't come in with this skill set, it's not going to be enough, right? Communication, you had it, it worked out, it's something that you're aware of. But is there something you're kind of aware of that you're like, Sabri needs to be this in like level 3 or in chapter 3, and there's this aspect that I can't leave at this level, it has to level up, and some aspect, obviously, other than communication.
Honestly, لا Jad, no. I wish that there was something, but no. يعني, لا, there wasn't this thing that I felt like definitely I'm incomplete in many areas, and definitely I have many shortcomings, and I know that there are many weaknesses that I have. I have a short attention span. I get bored quickly. I don't like long meetings. I can't read long emails, and that's a weakness. And I didn't change it. Like I tried to, but I couldn't, and I just kind of gave up. So I think maybe someone more disciplined could have, fixed these things, but I didn't. I can't take credit for that.
Okay, so it's a funny thing. I'll say for whoever listens to this, when we booked this, I originally booked it for 90 minutes, and your first question was like, can't we finish it in like 60, or do we have to? Is they going to go the full 90? So I don't know about that. We'll see.